Hello, my friends. Do you ever stop and wonder? How many days of your life have quietly passed by? Days you can't touch again? This is the story of a man named Ray. He was 34, not old, not young, just surviving. Every morning, Ray took the same train, sat in the same seat, opened the same spreadsheet, came home to the same silence. His life was like a movie on repeat. He wasn't unhappy, but he wasn't alive either. He kept telling himself, someday I'll do something meaningful. But here's the truth. Someday doesn't exist. Each second that passes is gone. You cannot pause it. You cannot rewind it. Time does not wait for courage. It does not stop for fear. It just moves, quietly. And if you don't listen to that ticking clock now, you might not hear it again. One morning, Ray's phone rang while he was brushing his teeth. It was his mother. He thought, I'll call her back later. He didn't. That night, he found out she had a heart attack. She survived, but that moment stayed with him. He realized how much he assumed life would wait, that people will always be there, that chances will keep coming. But life doesn't work that way. Regret is a silent punishment. It doesn't yell, it just stays. He sat in his room and said, I waste time because I think I'll always have more of it. That's when he wrote a sentence on his wall. I only get one life, and it is passing, even when I do nothing. Let those words sink in. One morning, Ray looked into the mirror. He didn't recognize the man looking back. His eyes looked tired. His face looked empty. His smile felt fake. He thought, this isn't who I dreamed of being. At 18, Ray had dreams. He wanted to write stories, travel the world, teach children. But at 34, he didn't write. He didn't travel. He didn't teach. Why? Because he was waiting for the right time. But the mirror told him a truth he didn't want to hear. The right time isn't coming. The right time is now. You see, the mirror doesn't lie, and neither does time. Ray didn't quit his job. He didn't buy a plane ticket. He just did one thing. He wrote one story, just 300 words, and for the first time in years, he felt awake. He smiled, not because the story was good, but because he had done something. That night, he wrote again and again. A week later, he emailed one story to a small online magazine. They didn't publish it, but they replied, keep going. You have a voice. And that was enough. Small sparks can lead to big fires. You don't need to leap. You just need to begin. Ray still had doubt. A voice in his head said, you're not good enough. You're too late. What's the point? But he asked himself, if I let this voice win now, what will my life look like in 10 years? The answer scared him. It looked the same, unchanged. He realized the fear of trying was less painful than the pain of wasting his life. And so, he made a promise. I won't be perfect, but I will be present. Being present is the first step to living again. Ray made a new rule, 1 hour every day for his real life. Not for work, not for emails, not for scrolling, just for what mattered, writing, reading, calling loved ones. He started waking up earlier, just 1 hour. At first it was hard, but slowly something changed. His thoughts became clearer. His heart felt lighter. He laughed more. He listened more. He lived more. That 1 hour gave his day meaning. And when you give meaning to a day, you give meaning to a life. One evening, Ray visited his childhood home. He walked into his old room, books still on the shelf, drawings still on the wall, and in that silence, one truth became clear. You can revisit places, but you can't return to time. You can walk in the same room, but you can't walk back into who you were. Time doesn't forgive silence. You will never be 15 again, or 25, or even the you that started watching this video. That version is already gone. So, what will you do with the version of you that still remains? Ray didn't become rich. He didn't become famous. But he became something better, alive. He published his first short story. He traveled to 3 cities he once only dreamed of. He called his mother every week. He started teaching creative writing at a small school. And when someone asked him, "Aren't you afraid you started too late?" he smiled and said, "Maybe. But the only thing scarier than starting late is never starting at all." Now, let's talk about you. What have you postponed? What have you pushed to someday? What if you began today? You don't need to change everything, just something. Speak that sentence, write that page, call that person. Because the truth is, the clock isn't waiting for you. And one day, the only thing louder than fear will be regret. Regret says, you had time, and you wasted it. Don't let that be your story. This is your life, right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now every day you breathe is a day to build, create, love, learn, speak. Time is not your enemy. Wasting it is. So take this video as your sign. Make that small move. Break the silence, start the journey, live the story. And when the world asks you, did you live your life? Let your answer be, yes, I did, and I didn't waste it.